Sandy! Danny? What are you...
They were the coolest kids in the world. Sandy and Danny, Rizzo and Kenickie, a leather jacket, a poodle skirt, and a soundtrack that conquered the planet. But behind every dazzling smile on that Rydell High set was a story that Hollywood never bothered to tell. Heartbreak, addiction, reinvention, and tragedy. What happened to the cast of Grease in the 48 years since the cameras stopped rolling? Some of the answers will shatter the image you've held since childhood. She arrived on that set as a 29-year-old Australian with a gentle voice and a nervous energy that the cameras somehow transformed into pure gold. Olivia Newton-John was already a beloved recording artist when she stepped into the white sundress and those iconic black pants as Sandy Olsen. But Grease turned her into something else entirely, something permanent. The film grossed over $395 million worldwide, and her duet with John Travolta, "You're the One That I Want," became one of the best-selling singles in history. She would have been 77 in 2026. But Olivia is no longer with us. On August 8th, 2022, she passed away at her ranch in Southern California after a 30-year battle with breast cancer, a diagnosis she first received in 1992, fought into remission, only to face its return, and then again a third time in 2017. She met each recurrence not with retreat, but with advocacy, co-founding the Olivia Newton-John Cancer Wellness and Research Center in Melbourne. She was 73 years old when she died, and the world felt it. She had been married to Amazon businessman John Easterling since 2008, and her daughter, Chloe Lattanzi, stood by her side until the very end. The girl who just wanted to be pure and good turned out to be exactly that. The loss remains staggering. What happened next shocked Hollywood, because the boy across from her never quite escaped Rydell High either. And that turned out to be both his greatest gift and his heaviest burden.
Hey, I bet that's not all.
John Travolta was 23 years old when he strutted down that opening sidewalk as Danny Zuko, and the swagger he brought to that character rewired an entire generation's idea of cool. He had already made waves in Welcome Back, caught her on television, but Grease launched him into the stratosphere. Then came Saturday Night Fever, then Urban Cowboy, then a decade of painful career drift, films that flopped, choices that confused, a slow fade that seemed irreversible, until Quentin Tarantino handed him a briefcase and a dance partner in 1994, and Pulp Fiction resurrected him completely. Travolta turns 72 in 2026. His personal life has carried grief few could imagine. His wife of 28 years, actress Kelly Preston, died of breast cancer on July 12, 2020, at the age of 57. Before that, in January 2009, the couple suffered the devastating loss of their son, Jet, who died at age 16 after a seizure while the family was on vacation in the Bahamas. Travolta has spoken about how faith, his long-held Scientology beliefs, sustained him through both losses. He continues to act, his hair now silver, his screen presence still magnetic. He is a father of 2 surviving children, Ella and Benjamin, and as of early 2026, remains one of the most recognizable humans on the planet. Danny Zuko is 72, and he still owns the room. Before she became Betty Rizzo, Stockard Channing had spent years as one of Broadway and Hollywood's most overlooked talents. Too unconventional. Casting directors decided. Too sharp. She was 34 when she played Rydell's Queen of Cool. Older than nearly everyone in that cast, and she didn't just steal scenes, she dismantled them. Rizzo's vulnerability beneath all that armor remains one of the most layered performances in any musical film ever made. Channing turns 83 in 2026. Her career after Grease became a masterclass in reinvention. A Tony Award for A Day in the Hollywood / A Night in the Ukraine, Emmy-winning work as First Lady Abby Bartlett on The West Wing, and a stage career that Hollywood's dismissiveness could never diminish. She has been married and divorced 4 times, a personal history she discusses with the same directness Rizzo would. She remains one of the most respected actresses of her generation. The girl they called trash, she became the gold standard.
Hickey from Kenickie like a Hallmark car.
Jeff Conaway was 27 when he played Kenickie, Zuko's best friend, the T-Bird with the fastest mouth and the most defenseless heart. His chemistry with Stockard Channing crackled off the screen. But what followed the film's meteoric success was a story that darkened with every passing year. Conaway struggled with addiction for decades, prescription pills, alcohol, a dependency that spiraled through the 1980s and 1990s and became heartbreakingly public in 2008 when he appeared on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, visibly unwell and fighting for his life on national television. He died on May 27, 2011, at the age of 60 from pneumonia as a complication of an accidental drug overdose. He had been found unconscious in his home days earlier. Kenickie deserved better. Jeff Conaway deserved better. His story is a wound this cast never fully healed, but this was only the beginning of the shadows behind the sequins. Didi Conn was pure sunshine as Frenchie, the beauty school dropout with a guardian angel and a dream bigger than her skills. She turns 75 in 2026. Her warmth in that role was entirely genuine. She has spoken about how profoundly the production shaped her life. She married composer David Shire in 1984, and the couple have been together ever since. In recent years, Conn has become a passionate advocate for autism awareness after her son Daniel was diagnosed on the spectrum. She has appeared in Grease Live in 2016, reprising Frenchie in a beautiful full-circle moment, and her smile remains every bit as disarming as it was on that Rydell stage. Barry Pearl played Duty, the guitar-strumming T-Bird with the permanent grin, and turned 77 in 2026. He carved out a long career in theater and television after Grease, never chasing blockbuster fame, but building something quieter and more durable. He has remained one of the most nostalgically active members of the cast at fan conventions, embracing his place in pop culture history with what appears to be genuine affection rather than reluctant obligation. Would you recognize Sandy's gang if you passed them on the street today? Because one of them never really left the spotlight. She just changed its direction completely. Jamie Donnelly played Jan, the pink lady with the perpetual candy bar and the self-deprecating honesty that made her the most relatable girl in school. She turns 79 in 2026. After Grease, she worked consistently across television with guest appearances spanning decades. She has remained largely private about her personal life, surfacing publicly most often for Grease anniversary events, where she appears visibly moved by the enduring passion the film generates in its fans. Some legacies don't need maintenance, they just endure. Michael Tucci was 33 when he played Sonny, the loudest T-Bird and arguably the most purely comedic presence in the film. He turns 80 in 2026. His post-Grease career settled into steady character work across stage and television, including recurring television roles that kept him visible for decades. He, too, has embraced the Grease anniversary circuit with warmth, and his energy in interviews suggests a man at genuine peace with his place in cinema history. Lorenzo Lamas played Tom Baskins, the athletic villain who briefly threatened Sandy's heart. He was just 19 on that set and turned 68 in 2026. He would go on to become a genuine 1980s television icon through Falcon Crest and then a different kind of star entirely through Renegade, a biker action series that ran for 5 seasons. His personal life has been as dramatic as any script, married 5 times, with a complicated public profile that veers from action hero to tabloid fixture. As of early 2026, he remains active on social media with a devoted fan base who remember every era of his career simultaneously. Sha Na Na frontman Lenny Baker provided the film's live performance anchor as Sha Na Na performed at the school dance, embedding a retro pulse into the film's already nostalgic DNA. Baker passed away on September 26, 2020, at the age of 69 from heart failure. He had been a founding member of Sha Na Na since 1969 and performed with them for decades. His death went underreported outside music circles, which feels like a quiet injustice for someone whose voice was woven into one of cinema's most beloved soundtracks. 48 years. Some of them are still here, still performing, still walking into rooms and commanding them the way only people who were once young and electric on screen ever can. Some were taken far too soon, by disease, by addiction, by the sheer brutality of time. But every single one of them gave something to that film that cannot be replicated, cannot be remade, and cannot be forgotten. The question is, which story moved you the most? Tell us in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the lives behind the roles, subscribe to Role Morph, because the real stories are always more extraordinary than the ones on screen.